Hello everyone and welcome to Gitsapalooza. I apologize, my voice is a little rough today. I'm kind of fighting a cold. So I wanted to share some of the work of Ben Calvert-Lee at Mastercrafted Miniatures, which is an excellent little company that he runs out of the UK that makes a lot of cool stuff. He actually does some 40K things that are compatible. He just released a new set of tires for bikes that really make me wish that I was still playing 40K on a regular basis because they're really cool. But the other thing he does is he makes things that directly support the game of Bushido. So he doesn't work for GCT, but he kind of works with them in order to make sure that some of the stuff that they have is supported, and I really appreciate that. I think Ben does a really good job, and he's a nice guy. So I just placed a pretty sizable order with Ben in order to get supplies so I could make all the friggin' objectives I need for 8 tables at Adepticon, and of course I could probably do them pretty simply, but that's not me, so I'm doing them the hard way. So I'm just going to walk you through some of his new stuff. He's got some, he actually sent me, wasn't on my order, but he sent me a set of his new tokens for Bushido. So this is as close as I'm ever going to get to an unboxing video. So this will be fun. I've never done this kind of thing before, so it'll be cool. So we're going to start with that. So these are laser cut wood tokens, and there's a whole variety of shapes. You can see I fiddled around with this one because some of the pieces are out already, but that's not a big deal. And I'll go through each one of these. As you can see, the cool thing about them is not only are they well designed, but each one comes with its own instruction. So if you're not sure exactly what you're looking at as far as the symbology goes, there's a key that comes in each bag that tells you exactly what they are. So that's pretty cool, except for these, and I figured these out on my own, so we'll get to those. So let's go through these one at a time. We'll open them up, I'll show you what you're getting, and we'll go from there. So we'll start with the small bag, and this, as you can see now, these are woodcut, laser cut tokens. They're very nicely designed. They're intuitive for the most part, so you can take a look at them and, you know, kind of figure out what they are. So, but if something flummoxes you, you can look at the back. And so in this case, we've got ammo tokens. Well, that makes sense. Pass tokens actually are that's a pretty good graphic, frankly. And then the virtue tokens are the yin yang symbol, which is really cool. And then you've got some just blank tokens that you can do with. Now, because these are laser cut wood, they are easy. They'll take color, I'm sure. So if you wanted to paint them or use a marker or something like that to add color to them, I'm sure you can do that. I am anal enough that I may actually do that with some of these, but then again, I may not actually, because if they're all the natural wood color, it'll look pretty consistent. You will be seeing these in my videos. When I first saw Ben's ideas for these, I wasn't sure about them, but now that I have them in hand, I really like them. Let me see. Let me give you a couple models. There's the Kappa, and by way of scale, here's, let's say, Zuba. All right, so let's pop this open. I don't intend to remake this video, so I'm just gonna pop it open and we'll see what we get. So, like most laser cut things, so you can tell this is kind of cool, but he's got this tack sheet on the back, and you can tell how easy these are to come out, because when I pull that off, it's slightly adhesive. It's to keep everything in place, and this is why. And with no effort. I mean, they just fell out of this. That's actually pretty cool. I have to figure out something to do with that. So you can see the size of these markers when compared to the models is pretty cool. So, you know, let's say these guys are on the same side, so they're not fighting each other. But if I wanted to concentrate with him in order to get up some extra key, I could put that on, and that would remind me what was happening. Zuba, when he throws his hammer, doesn't have ammo tokens or generate reloads, but if he did, you could just take this, put it anywhere near him. I really like the fact that the tokens are small. They won't get in the way in general. You know, I like the other tokens, the original cardboard tokens, but they were big, especially the markers for activations were huge, basically the size of a 30 mil base, and they just got in the way too often to be practical. And these will not do that, and they are sweet, and you can easily stack them. So let us pretend that Zuba started the game with three of these, the ammo markers, and then as he throws it, you can just pull them off one at a time until he's out of ammo. So these are sweet. Really like them. I'm excited about them. They're not available yet, but they will be available very soon. And by very soon, I think Ben had mentioned that next week or so. So I wanted to get this video done before they were released so you guys could check them out. These are sweet. And then they are two-sided, so that one you can tell. Actually, these are cool. So the symbols here, the yin yang, and the whatever you want them to be symbols. So the virtue tokens and the whatever you want to be symbols, so that you're getting the most out of what you've got. So you can see the pass tokens you've got, or not pass tokens, but the weight tokens are there. So you just flip them over, so you go from 2 where you got 1. So it kind of makes the most out of the little tags. So I really like that. Let's go to this next set. Let me get the card out. Sorry. Right, unboxing video. As close as I get to a box. Okay, so these are, let me get the card out. So I know, so there are just numbers for whatever you might have to use them for. And then there are the tokens with feet are run tokens. The bows are reloads, and the cross swords are charge. Now let's see, we flip them over, and so these are reversed. So on the back of these is, sorry, I gotta get the camera to focus, there we go. So on the back of these is this symbol, and on the back of this one is this symbol. So you're getting the most out of it. The numbers and the chart and the run tokens are the same on both sides. However, these are your activation counters, and they are flipped. So you actually get enough activation tokens for 12 models in one of these cards. So that should handle most warbands. I don't think, even at my best in the Bakemono, I have more than 12 models. So I could possibly summon in enough to get more than that. But I think most warbands are going to find themselves within 12 models. So no problem. And in this case, I don't know if I peeled off the backing or if this one didn't come with a backing. But anyway, and these you just pop out. Now these bigger squares stay in a little harder, so you work at them a little bit. And by way of evidence, let me pull up the last one. Sorry, I'm kind of sitting behind my camera, so I'm actually watching the video through the camera. So if it's a little odd sometimes where my hand placement is, I apologize. It's just because I can't always see what I'm doing, and I get distracted because I look around the camera. All right, so here is another. Oh, here we go. Let's just pull this off. Oh, and a bunch of stuff comes out. Awesome. So, I mean, ideally, this is like the perfect scenario because you don't have to break tiles trying to pull them out. You can see there's, I know that one's prone. I remember that one. That's a bleeding token. There's all kinds of different ones. So here we go. This is what's left. And then where's the key? Here's the key. There, put them right next to each other. So, okay. Sorry guys. There we go. finally figured it out. So there's berserk tokens and diseased, poisoned, frightened, prone, bleed. You can see a lot of these are really intuitive. I mean, it may take you a couple times to remember some of them, but it won't take much longer than that. And they're really, I like intuitive in markers because it makes it easy if your opponent is not familiar with the markers. You know, I'm a big believer that your opponent needs to know what's going on the table. That's why it's important to put markers on the table, so they can just glance at the table and see exactly what's going on. It's the only way to be fair. If you do things, you have markers that are confusing to your opponent, it gives you an unfair advantage, and then you suck. So this prevents you from sucking. They're very clear. With a little explanation from you, your opponent should figure them out pretty easily. So there's the stun marker. Ben's done a really good job. Some of these designs are Immobilized has got the spider's web, Controlled has got the woo symbol on it. It's just awesome. So, and I imagine in this case, like in the other, I don't know, are these maybe, I mean, they're all double-sided. I don't know if these are different on one side than the other. It doesn't look like it. Looks like most of these are the same on both sides. Well, these are like 1 and then blank on the back side, so you could write your own number. And there's 2 and 3. So some of them are a little different, some of them are not. But they are sweet. And again, let us take a look at the... if you're wondering why my camera is so far away, it's because of things I'm going to show you later. So there's the poison marker, there's the bleed marker. You can, you know, if these two are fighting, for example, you could get a million of these markers around these guys and still not interfere with the combat or the ability to move models in and out. You can put them like that if you want to be super efficient. So these are, let's see, there's the berserk marker for my Oni. If they do Oni Rage, for example, there's fire. Love fire. For all you guys who are now doing Minamoto and are doing fire tricks or fire kami, here is the stunned marker, which is, you know, I imagine like in an old Bugs Bunny cartoon where somebody gets whacked in the head and the little stars swirl around their head. It's pretty cool. And my favorite, gotta like that, especially with some tricks you can do with Ushi, and that's the control marker. So you're gonna be seeing that one a lot. So there you go. So those are the main tiles, and there's enough here to play the game. There's enough here for any one person to play the game, and with the you know, if you're playing elite armies, there's probably enough here for 2 players playing elite armies. So that's really cool. I'm excited to have these. You're going to be seeing them as a regular part of my battle reports because they're just superior to the other things I have. Hold on, sorry, I bumped my camera, so there we go. And then the last thing Ben sent me, and it was funny because I took these out and I was like, well, what in the heck are these? Because I couldn't figure it out. And then it dawned on me that I was being incredibly stupid. And those are these markers right here. So these are about the size of a base. They're 30 mil. And they have this stylized flower pattern on them. But if you notice, one of the petals is lighter colored while the others are dark. And it just dawned on me what they are, idiot, is objective markers. These are the 30 millimeter objective markers. You get a whole set of 6, as many as you'd ever need. And it's just whichever way the petal is going is where the objective is turned. So you could walk up with the turtle guy and turn him 90 degrees. And then, well, I guess you'd probably be starting from neutral position. Then you can walk up, interact with that objective, and then you turn it, and you just turn that clear petal. Tells you which direction the objective is facing. Really nice, really simple, elegant. I like the 3-dimensional objectives because they add to the decoration of the game. But man, these are practical, and there's just they're just sweet. There's nothing, you know, they're simple. So as I'm going through making my tables for Adepticon, I'm keeping these in my back pocket because if there's a crunch and I need objectives, these will be entirely appropriate and attractive. And if I really wanted to make them fancy, I could paint them up. But yeah, they're just a really smart design. I love good engineering. I'm not an engineer myself. I'm kind of the opposite, but I love good engineering, and these fit the bill. So there we go. So that is the tile and token set from Mastercrafted Miniatures. It should be available soon. So please keep an eye on his website. I think his URL is mastercrafted.co.uk, or some variation thereof. But if you just look up, if you Google Mastercrafted Miniatures, 3 words, you'll get to his website.